Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be here. So let me first introduce, before I start talking for our projects related to SDGs, let me for a couple of minutes introduce ourselves. So we are I4IA, which in Greek means sustainability, and we are a cluster of institutions and accelerators and networks, all under all founded or directed or chaired by Professor Dr. Phoebe Kunturi, which is the president of the European Association of Environmental and Resource Economics. Just provide a couple of details. Our research institutions are to RECIS Lab at the Athens University of Economics and Business and Athens Sustainability Development Center, and also management, the Department of Management and Economics in Denmark Technical University. We also have, we run the Sustainable Development Solution Network, the Global Climate Hub, where we build solutions for assisting policymakers in on the way to decarbonization to 2030, and we also have, we are also associated with SDSN Europe and SDSN Greece, and we have a high involvement in Water Europe and the Nexus cluster. So I'm pretty sure you're all familiar with the Sustainable Development reports that SDSN publishes every year. So we're currently working on downscaling the current report, which is at a national level. We are trying to downscale it at subnational level. So for Greece, we have started the publication that performs that. We calculate the dashboards, which shows the programs at the subnational NUTS 2 level for Greece. So, and we're planning on expanding this analysis to cities also, and to municipalities through cities. Okay, and we can see here on these results that most of the 13 administrative distinct regions in Greece face major or significant challenges for in achieving the SDGs. So in the same sense, we have also expanded the analysis to calculate relevant dashboards at an institutional level. For example, we have dashboards for universities. More importantly, though, we have worked on calculating the SDG dashboards at a company level. So we have developed a holistic three-step approach, which is necessary for the companies in order to create value beyond simple compliance in ESG metrics. So our approach contains three steps. The first step is we work with companies in mapping, in performing stakeholder mapping, and in mapping the value chain, the services, and the products of the company. So this is important to give us the opportunity to define the KPIs, the ESG KPIs, which are very specific and relevant for this company. And we do have a pool of ESG KPIs that are a superset from all the KPIs used by the most common standards, right? The currently used standards. So our methodology, actually, we map the relevant KPIs by using two sets of KPIs, which are generic, which apply to all companies, and we have some KPIs which are very specific for the sector and the specific unit or the specific product for the company. So the next step, what's important is not to just remain on the classic ESG metrics. We need actually to calculate the dashboard relevant to SDG. We need the SDG footprint of company, of its entire value chain, of its products. Okay, so the SDG framework's more holistic than ESG, and so our final step would be to match the ESG's KPIs into the SDGs. So our sustainability assessment dashboard comes as a set of 6 ESG transformations that need to be applied in companies in order to increase their value, that is, in order to increase the level of implementation of SDGs. So we have 6 transformations that are sets, that are actually combinations of ESG KPIs, which are dynamically mapped into the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So we can create a company, an SDG dashboard at a company level together with the trends for and estimates if we are on the right pathway for achieving the goals in 2030. And apart from that, we also integrate, which is very important, integrate the ecosystem valuation into decision-making and the dashboards, okay? So what we do here is integrate actually benefits and costs from the SDG performance. We try to answer the question why we need a good ESG, why it is good to have a high ESG score, all right? In terms of SDGs, companies actually need to quantify and monetize their impact on all forms of capital, natural capital, social capital, and of course, produced capital. Okay, so in this step, we integrate into the dashboard the prices from the underlying ecosystem services used which are relevant along the value chain of the company. Okay, and here we have some relevant results by calculating the willingness to pay, that is the price for ecosystem services for all types of ecosystem services in all countries around Europe. Okay, so this is a very first step. It's a useful tool in order to translate the dashboard, the ESG dashboard considerations into economic values and then support the design and creation of actually meaningful hybrid metrics. That is, metrics that combine both financial KPIs and SDG KPIs. And which is actually what we need. We need to be able to at a company level to measure what is the gap in the implementation of specific SDGs and where we need to give more finance to and identify probably the gap in financing also the SDGs. And we need that at a company level, okay? So thank you, that was a quick
yeah, well,